Morning everyone, it's Julia from Crosspatch. I just wanted to show you how to make a really simple block that you can then turn into quilts like the ones you can see behind me. So this one I called Thursdays Quilt, simply because I made it on a Thursday and it only took me a day to make it because this block is so easy. So these are both done in French General, and the one I've just finished is this one, which is done in some Macawa fabrics. People have been asking me if I'm going to do kits for this pattern again, so I found they've done a very similar pattern to the one I made a few years ago, so I've made it up again. The pattern's called Out of the Woods, or a Walk in the Woods actually, get it right. Walk in the Woods pattern, that's the pattern, and it's on the website. And these are the beautiful fabrics, which I've tied into little bundles as I do, and they will come in an organza bag like that. Obviously you don't have to make this block, but just out of interest I'm just showing you the circle bag as well. There's a circle bag demo. If you look on my list of videos you'll see how to make this, but that's using the same fabrics, just out of interest. But I'm going to show you the block to make. So you'll have to make, all you make is 2 blocks to make this bag for the front and the back. You don't actually have to put a block on the back, you can just put a plain bit of fabric on the back if you want. Obviously if you want to make the quilt you'll have to make quite a few blocks, as many as you want basically. So let's start with how we make the block, and I'm just going to have to turn you down so you can see how I've set it out on the table. Let's move it down a bit more, there we go. So out of your fabric, if you have one of these fat quarter packs you'll have plenty to make the bag, okay? So you'll make 2 full blocks minimum out of it. So out of your fabrics I've chosen the big print fabric for the middle. There's another big print fabric in this, which is the one that I've used if you're buying the fabric pack to make the circle bag. So if you're making the bag and choose which big print you want to go in the middle, you're going to have 1 fat quarter left, so you could just use that fat quarter to go on the back of the bag instead of making 2 blocks. But you're going to have loads of fabric anyway if you're buying the fat quarter bundle. So to make the block, all you need for the middle, cut a 10-inch square out for the middle of the block, and then all you're doing, it's like doing a log cabin block really. You're just doing strips around the outside. So for your first set of strips you're cutting 1.5 inch width of your strips. What I do when I cut these strips is I cut my fabric into 1.5 inch lengths, and then I join them into one long piece before I cut them apart, because it doesn't matter if you have joins in your seams, because when you've sewn this block together you're going to cut it into 4 anyway, so don't worry about having joins. And also it's more economical use of your fabric because you don't waste any fabric. Okay, so before you start cutting, cut your widths and sew them all into one long piece. So you've got 3 rows. First row's 1.5 inch, second row's 2 inch, and the outer row is 2.5 inches. Okay, so I'll give you the sizes, but your stitching on your machine might turn out slightly different to mine, so I would cut them as you go along. If you cut them all before and your stitching slightly different to me, they might not quite fit, but I'll tell you the sizes anyway. You've got a 10-inch square in the middle, so obviously you're now going to need a 10-inch strip to go either side, so you'll sew a 10-inch strip either side, and then the top and bottom works out to be 12 inches. So you'll sew a 12-inch strip to the top and the bottom. The second row will then be a 12-inch strip on each side, and it'll be 15-inch top and the bottom. The third row, this row, will be 15-inch either side, and then 19-inch top and bottom. Once you've sewn them all on, you will end up with a square. Let's hold it up, you might be able to see it a bit better. Okay, you'll end up with a square like this. Okay, once you've got your square, you're going to cut that into 4. So find the exact middle, cut it down the middle, and then find the middle of the 2 halves and cut them across. let's clear all this way now, and you'll end up with 4 bits, okay? And then you're going to have to shuffle your bits. So let's join my bits back together as you do, and then we're going to shuffle them apart too. Trying to do this upside down taxes the brain. Okay, so I'm going to leave these 2 bits as they are, and all I'm going to do is swap these bits over, and then you'll join them together, and that's your finished block. So it's a really easy block to do, especially if you're a beginner. Really easy and quick to do, and just keep sewing them together. If you want to make a quilt, it'll make a really quick quilt, and it looks like really complicated. Or the bag is literally that block on the front and the back. If you buy the pattern, if you buy this pattern, you'll get some templates in it, so you can choose what applique you want to put in it. So because of the theme of this fabric, it's got deers and bunnies or hares or whatever they are in it. I've put the hare in the middle. The scraps that I've got left over, I've used for the handles. So I've just sewn a load of scraps together in 5-inch strips for the handles. Again, if you go down my videos, you will see a bag handles demonstration on how I make the actual handles. But these are strips that I've used that are left over, and I've sewn them, cut them into 5-inch widths and sewn them all together until I've got 18 inches. Obviously, if you want a bag that's going over your shoulders with longer straps, obviously you need to sew more scraps together. And I'm just going to put the camera back up again so you can see the quilts again that I made. So the quilts are made exactly the same way, but I think I added a couple of extra. How many rounds did I do? I did 1, 2, 3. I did 4 rounds on that, so the blocks come up bigger. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4. So the blocks are bigger. So I think there's only a square of 4 blocks there altogether. If you want the pattern for that, it's Thursdays Quilt, but obviously you just, if you follow this video and cut your fabrics, as I've said, carry on. If you want the actual templates online, if you're not in this country, I put the templates online with the thread bucket bag, those applique templates. I'll try and get a chance to get the rest of these onto the website so you can download them. So that's it for today. We're busy packing up for Malvern. I'll show you the chaos now because you can't see that, of all the fabrics that we've been cutting up ready. We've got the elves coming tomorrow. There's a nice big pile of fabric ready for her to cut tomorrow. So I'm sure she's looking forward to that. And then upstairs there's a whole big pile of patterns to fold because we've got Malvern Quilt Show in May. I think it's the 18th, something like that, because we go up on the 16th, 17th, yeah, 18th, 19th, 20th, 21st, something like that. Anyway, hopefully the weather will improve by then. So thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe if you can. Please have a look at the circle bag demo if you want to make the circle bag. Everything else is on the website, fabrics and destructions, all on the website. Okay, I've lost my button to turn you off now. Buried it under all the fabric. Okay, thanks ever so watching. Thank you ever so much for watching. And I'll see you soon. Okay, bye.